All right, Ian, we have a Patreon.
We do.
How do you access that Patreon?
My mouth is starting to hurt. You go to patreon.com/CU podcast.
What do you get there, Ian?
Oh, I do a writing about once a week. I just recently wrote about Twizzlers.
Taste the rainbow.
Haven't.
No, that's not. That's Starburst.
That's Skittles.
I got 3 wrong.
Starburst is the juice is loose.
Okay.
That was 90s. You get the full video podcast.
And we don't do it in portrait. We do it in landscape, not like Quibi.
That's right. And I do a hangout, and
weekly Patreon poll.
Have a weekly Patreon poll. What did we have this week? Besides Super Mario 35, what retro games could make good battle royale games at 20%? What do you miss about gaming conventions at 24%? And the shoe-in Halloween stories and candy memories at 56%.
We've probably done this at least twice. We're doing the podcast now for Jesus Christ 7 years. 7 years. So I mean we can start off wherever. Halloween stories. Do you want to start or me?
Yeah, I'll start because this is getting progressively worse. So let me get into this right now. So I've talked about candy plenty before, and we just recently did our Halloween episode on extra napkins. So I've already talked about Halloween candy this week. However, I was thinking about Halloween stories and more Halloween memories, and I was thinking about the costumes I had as a kid and how good my mom was at making costumes. When I was growing up, most of my costumes were handmade by her, and she did really good jobs on them. I remember the first one I can remember was it was a simple so actually I can't remember the first one, but I loved reading comic strips when I was a kid, like newspaper comic strips. So she made me a Hobbs costume. I had a Hobbs costume one year, full tiger bodysuit.
Oh please, is there pictures of that?
I don't think.
Can you please send me a picture of
that? One that was even cooler that she outdid herself with was the next year she made me an Opus costume from Bloom County, the Penguin.
I still have the plush in the garage. I was going to show you. Did I ever show you that when I got the swap meet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've got an Opus plush too. He's wrapped up like a Christmas present. But the Opus costume involved a full like pull down headpiece with holes for the eyes, and she sewed the big schnoz on Opus.
Oh my God!
It was all stuffed in plush. My brother went his Link one year for Halloween, and she made the Link costume for him.
What a nice mom.
She made a big pumpkin costume for him one year that was like really cool. And I remember one year my brother and I both went as pterodactyls. That was actually, I think that's the first one because I was real little when she did that, and made us like a full-on like head thing and like wings that you put your arms through. And she was exceptional at making those.
Should have opened up her own company.
And like everything my mom does, that she gets really into, that she's really good at, she gets hyper into it, gets really good at it, and then at some point stops. Like she still can sew, and she sews from time to time, but she doesn't do it very often. Anymore. She used to be really good at art. She was very good with charcoal. She doesn't really do art anymore. She just constantly picks up new things to do. And I found out the other day that she is now a car salesperson. What? And is very good at it.
Okay.
Apparently. She in her first month doing it, she tied the best person at the dealership. So I was thinking about that the other day because I was talking to her on the phone. She was telling me about it, and I was thinking about Halloween. I was just thinking about all these different things my mom has done that she's been very good at in her life, and she just moves on. She gets bored easily. But yeah, she was fantastic at making Halloween costumes. And I do kind of want to go back and see if I can find any pictures.
Do the costumes exist? They hopefully kept the costumes.
I believe the pterodactyl costumes still exist. The pumpkin costume still exists. I have no idea if the Opus costume still exists. I think the Hobbs costume was deconstructed into something else later on.
All right, we probably did this last year. I'm gonna look for best Halloween candy, like a poll. We're gonna. I feel like we did this last year or 2 years ago while we were at Castle Country here, about Best Halloween candy ever ranked. Here, we can just go through this list and agree with some of this. And I don't have experience with every Halloween candy, but boy, do I have experience with a lot here. Okay, number 30, Airheads. What was your? You remember eating? I don't remember eating Airheads really as a kid. I never was into that.
I love Airheads. I don't remember them being a Halloween candy.
Why do they call them Airheads?
Actually, I don't know.
Because they're not light, right?
No, they're not.
Chewy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Jolly Ranchers. Fucking Jolly Ranchers at 29. God, I could put that higher. Jolly Ranchers were the best. I don't know if it was an East Coast thing or Jersey thing or New York thing. Jolly Ranchers were like always top 5 most prolific candies you receive at Halloween. You'd always get Jolly Ranchers. You'd always get the little guys. They throw you a handful in your bag. I used a Halloween bag, or the pros like you use your pillowcase because you have the most strength in that and durability. I never used a little plastic pumpkin thing past 6 years old. Come on, what are you screwing around with here? That's like two meals worth of candy only.
They're awful for your teeth, but they're very strongly flavored. They're very tasty.
Jolly Ranchers are fantastic. The taste lasts forever because it's probably like layers of sugar gloss and whatever. Obviously, the apple is memorable. Sometimes you get the sticks. Remember the little sticks? They still sell those. I think the sticks, right?
Sticks, yeah.
But no, I remember coming home and you just have like 75 random Jolly Ranchers pieces. That's what you'd have. You'd have like you'd have watermelon, you'd have apple. What else you had? You had cherry,
watermelon, apple, cherry, grape, lemon.
There was a light one.
Strawberry.
Yeah, Jolly Ranchers are great. Sour Patch Kids. Never was into them.
Love them.
I'm not into the more really fruity stuff like that. With Jolly Ranchers like an exception. Runts. I don't think I've ever had a runt in my life.
I love runts.
What do runts taste like? They taste like
they're hard, crunchy, fruit-shaped candy.
They're shaped like the fruits. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, the bananas, everything else is a circle. But no, it's like the strawberries look like a strawberry shape.
And the cherries have a little dip in them.
Blow Pops are fantastic. That's a 26 here. Blow Pops. Let me tell you about Blow Pops. Blow Pops is a 2-in-1 candy, which are obviously rare here, and people like comparing them to Tootsie Roll Pops, but the Tootsie Roll center of Tootsie Pop does not compare to me to gum. I like gum a lot better than Tootsie Roll. And I like Tootsie Rolls, but they taste the same on the outside for the most part. But Blow Pops to me probably top 10 candy to me. That's controversial. I love Blow Pops. Like Blow Pops are just well made, always tasted crisp on the outside, always had a strong fruit flavor, and then you got some of that fruit flavor on the gum when you got to the gum.
They're good.
So it was a candy that would last you like 2 hours. How much candy lasts you? Like, you know what I mean? Like you eat it and you transition, and the gum would last a decent amount. I remember it wasn't like a quick throw it out like bubble tape gum shit that lasted like a split second. Love Blow Pops. What was your favorite Blow Pop flavor?
Grape.
Whoppers. Never liked Whoppers. I don't like malt stuff.
I love malt stuff. The chocolate on the outside of a Whopper is dog shit.
It was terrible chocolate.
It's just shiny wax. It's disgusting.
I just never liked the consistency of that crunch. I just never liked that as a kid. Maybe now I like it. Whoppers. Plus, I never got candy. The Whoppers was like a candy you get it like at the going to the theater. I never got that stuff. Here's the one you definitely got. Milk Duds. Nope. Don't like the chocolate caramel. Milk Duds. Never was into it.
Love the combination of chocolate and caramel, but they're all even as a kid, I could tell that they were doing fucking irreparable damage to my teeth.
Oh, you can tell that? You're like, yeah, this is bad.
This is bad.
Pure caramel, just with chocolate outside.
Stuck.
All right, Milky Ways are fantastic.
They're good.
Let me tell you about Milky Ways. It's the bastard child of Milky Ways. Excuse me, of Three Musketeers and Snickers bars, but who cares? It's a great combo of both, except for the peanuts. It's fantastic. Got the nougat, you got the caramel, just no peanuts.
The
like the Milky Way.
chocolate Milky Ways are really good.
That's newer. The past 10 years or so they started doing them.
I mean they existed when I was in high school, so they're older than that. But yeah, the midnight Milky Ways, dark chocolate on the outside, white nougat, so good.
Oh, so good. Laffy Taffy, have no experience with Laffy Taffy. I mean, saltwater taffy, yes, like real, talk about East Coast stuff. Not Laffy Taffy, I don't have experience with. This one said, this is a Thrillist article. Some extremely artificial fruit flavoring, a sore jaw, and a couple of rapper jokes that you feel embarrassed for chuckling at. Bring it. Nerds. All right, nerds. Nerds seems like...
I love nerds.
When you look at nerds, you're still surprised it exists today.
I am, but they're delicious. I fucking love
We're talking just like sugar balls?
They're just
artificial sugar balls?
Crunchy, tart sugar.
Yes. And as a kid... they had the small ones. They still make the small ones with 2 sides on them. The small ones have 2 sides. Yeah.
It's a normal size. No, it's the normal
bigger
size
ones have
box
2
has
sides.
2 sides. Then you can get the movie theater size box of Rainbow Nerds, and then my favorite way to eat Nerds, because I just do them like a shot.
The smaller individual ones?
boxes, yeah.
Okay, the smaller boxes they give out at Halloween usually, and they had the one flavor. Yeah, Nerds were great because, like you said, you could like chug them back if
so
you wanted
tasty.
to. Grape, strawberry, cherry.
Grape Nerds are fucking unbeatable.
But if you can do the combo with the 2 sides where it went back and forth, you can like do both at the same time. Yeah. Nerds. It's funny when I went to the candy store, the big candy store in Vegas, at one of the casinos. There was a nerd section. They actually had they had a nerd hanging out there. In 2012 at Classic Gaming Expo. So yeah, I'm glad that Nerds are still around. I wish they could make a bigger comeback. Skittles, love Skittles. Skittles are probably the more natural tasting sort of fruit snack to me out of all of them.
I can't do Skittles anymore, not since they replaced lime with green apple. It totally throws off the entire balance.
Why did they do that? Is it cheaper?
Because they suck.
Paydays. I don't have experience with Payday bars. I hear they're good. I don't have experience.
Number 1 favorite candy bar.
Really?
Payday. I fucking love Paydays. It's
most peanuts for per square foot.
They make chocolate dipped ones too, and I don't care for the chocolate dipped ones. I like the Payday because it's so simple. It's just peanuts and caramel,
nougat,
and no nougat. That's a Baby Ruth, and I don't like Baby Ruths. It's just peanuts and caramel, and
stuck together.
The peanuts are, and this is key, very salty. It's a very salty, sweet sort of candy bar. I fucking love them.
So they're like whole peanuts, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a Payday in my life.
Oh god, they're so good. Honestly, it's like the one thing, and I ever since I've started having the tooth problems, I have not been able to eat Paydays, and it's like the one candy I really, really miss.
I want a Payday. I don't think I've ever had it. Haribo gummies. This is the goat of gummy bears. Mm-hmm. They are they made out of Germany or whatever. They are soft. Not the hard, crappy ones. They are delicious. They melt in your mouth. And they don't taste as artificial as some of the other cheaper gummy bears.
No, Haribo stuff in general is very good.
Junior Mints. Never liked Junior Mints.
Love them.
Never liked them. I guess I don't like the ones that you buy at movie theaters because I never was given them to experience. Now I think about it. Damn it, Dad, buy me a Junior Mint. Twizzlers, Ian. Do you like Twizzlers?
I do. I like Twizzlers quite a bit. Wrote about them this past week. I like Twizzlers better than Red Vines. That seems to be one of those weird East Coast, West Coast things. Red Vines are fine. They're fine, but I like Twizzlers better.
Twizzlers will give me a headache. I don't know because the waxiness or the fuck they put in it, or maybe that's how I am with that stuff. But yeah, I can't eat a lot of that stuff. I just can't. It just gets to me. So Twizzlers was never on my list. I can eat the mini ones. You know, they have the mini ones. I couldn't eat a full Twizzler as a kid. I just couldn't. It just gave me a headache. Baby Ruths. Never was a fan of Baby Ruths.
I hate Baby Ruths.
It just seemed like there wasn't enough to keep me interested in a Baby Ruth bar.
Everything that's in a Baby Ruth is something I should enjoy. I like nougat. I like peanuts. I like chocolate. But whatever ingredients they're actually using to make a Baby Ruth, I think they're fucking disgusting.
M&Ms, of course. M&Ms are one of the old time classics. I obviously go peanut M&M.
Plain M&Ms are very plain and boring, but peanut M&Ms, all the flavored M&Ms, all the ones
they have like peanut butter ones now.
They've had peanut butter ones since like the 80s.
Really?
Yes, but peanut butter ones are very good.
Are you sure? Because I never had that as a kid, and I should have. Peanut butter M&Ms. Are you sure about that?
They've
Ian?
been around since at least the early 90s.
Okay, now you're going to the early 90s. Because as a kid,
late 80s,
as a kid,
90s.
it was
the first. I think peanut butter was the first flavor they added after peanut.
Because I remember it was either dark brown, you got a little dark brown fun size, or you got the yellow one. And boy, oh boy, I try to trade my regular M&Ms for peanut as much as possible. All right, you can do that research on peanut butter M&Ms. Flavored Tootsie Rolls, not a fan.
I fucking love the flavored Tootsie Rolls. No. I love those.
I'm surprised I made this list for a top there. I would never have thought of flavored Tootsie Rolls even popping up.
I used to see them in the
and
bag a lot.
And that's more of a new thing, of course. That was when I was 9 or 8. I don't remember seeing
They've
flavored
been
Tootsie
around.
Rolls.
Trust me.
Maybe vanilla. Do they have vanilla ones?
Vanilla, lime, lemon, cherry. Those have always existed for as long as I can.
Don't remember eating them. Heath Bar. Toffee.
Love Heath Bars. Love them. Heath and Score both very good.
This could be my top 5 Starbursts. Starburst is my all-time favorite fruit flavor candy. All-time favorite. I way better than Skittles because with Starburst you don't feel like
peanut butter M&Ms 1989.
Oh, okay. Didn't make the get out there into my neighborhood. Starburst is amazing because it doesn't taste as bad as it probably is for you. Starburst, like they do a good job with the juiciness. Once you get into a Starburst, my mouth's starting to water.
Starbursts, yeah. I like Starbursts in general, but really what it comes down to for me is I like Starbursts. Lemon Starbursts are one of my favorite candies of all time, specifically lemon. If I had the option to just buy a bag of lemon Starburst,
really?
I would. They're fucking... Oh, God, I love them.
What's my favorite? The pink or the red?
Pink is strawberry, red is cherry, and then there's orange.
They're all good. Like it's good to alternate. Like because it's like you get a little boost of each one.
They're good, but yes. Yeah, and growing up I knew lots of people who didn't like the lemon Starburst, so I was in heaven because they would always just give them to me, no questions asked.
Hershey Bars. I'm talking about it's the classic Hershey Bar. They're just the good old American shitty sugar chocolate Hershey Bar from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yeah, I would imagine probably those little ones. Those are very common Halloween candies.
The fun pack. What you get Mr. Goodbar, you get Crackle, you get Dark, and regular Hershey's. You get all four.
Goodbar, Crackle, Dark, and
Special Dark. But even the Special Dark chocolate tasted like ass compared to like real dark chocolate at the time because Hershey's chocolate throws way too much sugar in it. But no, those were always you always get the fun size because you buy them today. You buy the mixed bag and you give them out to kids.
I mentioned it on Twitter
Crackle's
last week, but Special Dark is not good, but there's something comforting about it. I can't eat a lot of it.
Nostalgic?
But there is a taste to it that I am happy to experience once or twice every Halloween
season. Like a fake dark chocolate. Yeah. It's like
so there's something appealing about it, but not in large quantities.
Reese's Pieces. You know what? On paper, I should like Reese's Pieces more than I actually do. I think they're okay. I'm not in love with the peanut butter and Reese's Pieces. They're okay.
Love Reese's Pieces. I think over time, especially and we've talked about this on Extra Napkins, we've talked about this on here multiple times, but as the quality of Reese's peanut butter cups continues to plummet, my love of Reese's Pieces rises.
This is going to go in my top 5, if not top 10, Nestle Crunch. Love a Nestle Crunch. I love the fun size Nestle Crunch. Those the two little thick guys you break apart. It's the perfect because Crackle has rice in it. Crackle ain't close to a Nestle Crunch. I don't know. It's because the Nestle chocolate's better, but the consistency or the of chocolate versus rice on a Nestle Crunch, especially the fun size, is fantastic. It's the best crunch for your dollar right there. Nestle Crunch bar. Mr. Goodbar. Like a Mr. Goodbar. I don't think I've ever had a full-size Mr. Goodbar in my life.
I would love a Mr. Goodbar with better chocolate. And sure. that's the weird thing. Like you would think, I mean, peanuts and chocolate is a very common combo, but I can't think of any other candy. Like Mr. Goodbar is Hershey's. There's no like Nestle's equivalent of a Mr. Goodbar.
True. They never got in that market.
The Cadbury peanut and raisin bar is super good though.
Well, 100 grand, is that the equivalent or close?
No, 100 grands are caramel, crisp rice, and then chocolate.
Oh, there's no peanuts in that?
No.
I never had 100. I must have had 100 grand bar because they gave them that as to kids. They did give out the fun size one.
They're super good.
I just at the top of my head can't remember what it tastes like.
It tastes like Chewy.
Butterfinger ain't in my top 10. Butterfinger is the greatest mistake you've made after biting into something immediately.
I like Butterfingers. My problem is that 50% of them have one kind of texture and then 50% of them have another kind of texture. I think it's just because of the weird way that sugar peanut butter stuff is made. But sometimes they're very crunchy and sometimes they're flaky and light. And I like them when they're flaky and light.
Whatever peanut glass that they put in there that you have to bite into. I don't know what it is or how they make it. But, I mean, God, it's probably responsible for 2 of my cavities I've ever gotten on Butterfinger. But they're tasty, but you regret it. Kitkat Bars. Love them.
Yep.
Love a Kitkat bar. Kit Kats are always good for Halloween because you get the two. You get the 2 fun. The fun size is half a regular one.
Well, it was.
What's the fun size? No, 1.
No, it's 2, but it's like this fucking tall.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Really? They ruined that too.
Fun size is not.
Well, I know it's not half anymore, but with Kit Kat, at least it was within the realm of possibility.
It's just like the Twix. It used to be like a fun size was half a Twix. Now it's like half of a half.
So Kit Kats are always up there, and the light airiness of a Kit Kat. It felt like it was the diet chocolate Halloween candy. That's why I liked it. To me,
That's why you liked it.
yes, that's why I was.
You were
I thought I was
weird kid.
I was thick but quick, but I thought that I was losing weight somehow eating a Kit Kat bar. And that's what it was. Snickers bar, probably my favorite candy bar out there. Unless I remember what a Fifth Avenue bar tastes like, which I can't remember.
Fifth Avenue is Hershey's version of Butterfinger.
Okay, so fuck that. I thought it was different than that, but Snickers is my all-time favorite because it's all three. You get the Milky Way, you get the caramel excuse me, you get Three Musketeers nougat, you get the caramel of a Milky Way, and you get the peanuts. It's fantastic. It's perfect. It's a perfect combination of ingredients to me.
I was, for whatever reason, for a long time not a huge fan of Snickers. Like, I like everything in it. Didn't care for the bar. Again, this year with Treg buying the Halloween candy for Luna, I had a Snickers, and then I had another Snickers. Then I had another.
You're like, what is this?
And then I had another. Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I gotta stop. This is actually pretty good.
No, Twix.
Love it.
This is gonna be controversial to me. I could take or leave the caramel Twix, that peanut butter Twix. I went to the dollar store. They had rows of caramel Twix, no peanut butter Twix. Like, why aren't they producing the peanut butter
They
Twix they
do.
used to?
We went through this last year.
Where are they?
I even brought you one
When did you bring me one? Like a year ago?
like a year ago. The peanut butter Twix is everywhere.
Why?
It's literally everywhere.
Peanut butter Twix is fantastic.
It
and
is.
the number one on this list, and I am apt to agree mostly, is a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
In theory,
In theory,
on paper,
it's the best candy.
I agree. However, every peanut butter cup I've had in like the past 3 years has been a letdown. It's either been too mushy,
Or dried out.
dried out, melted together. I talked about this on Extra Napkins, and someone sent us something about it last week. Apparently, after Halloween, once a year, you can order Reese's peanut butter cups direct from the factory. It's like $30, and I think you get 30 packs or something like that.
That's not a bad deal.
And
50 cents each.
I saw it and I was like, that's cool, but I don't need it. And then I went to work, and at the one location, Treg had bought peanut butter cups, and I had one, and I was like, this is fucking dog shit. I said, why are these always so shitty these days? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna order these peanut butter cups direct from the factory, because I want to see if if my theory is true, and it's just that they're never fresh. And so right before we recorded Extra Napkins, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna order these, and I'll talk about it on Extra Napkins. And I went to order it, and they're sold out. And it's funny because they say when they ship them out in November, and they say that they are within a few days of being manufactured. Mm-hmm. How popular must it be if they sell out of the pre-orders before Halloween even happens?
So the factory direct peanut butter cups, they're already sold out this year, pre-orders?
They've already sold out the pre-order allotment.
So there might be something too, like, well, these are the fresher ones.
That's what John said too. John was like, well, if they're selling out, there's got to be something to that.
But hey, we go back to the Easter eggs and the Christmas trees, and I guess I do pumpkins for Halloween. That tastes better consistency than a regular peanut butter cup at this point.
It does.
But it should be the same ingredients. But in general, I agree with this, that peanut butter cups, to me, overall, is the best. I do agree with that. I'm surprised that Hershey Kisses did not make this list. Kind of surprised. Because Hershey Kisses, at least when we were kids, you got a lot of Hershey Kisses as a kid thrown at you. A lot. I did.
I agree that Hershey's chocolate was popular, but in my neighborhood, it was always those small bars. I didn't really get the
it was everything, but like you get like anything with a handful is cheaper, because Hershey Kisses, remember originally it was a silver before they even did the holiday ones that were red and green, but it was throw them at you, just the regular ones.
I always associate Hershey's Kisses with Christmas.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine Christmas like that's
because as much as I dislike Hershey's chocolate normally, like I'll eat it, but it's not good. The Kisses with almonds were like one of my favorite things. Hershey's Kisses with almonds are just amazing.
Oh, that's right. They came out with those too.
It's usually just one big almond in the center, and yeah, my mom used to buy them my mom and my dad used to get them for us every year. My stocking every year was 50% Hershey's Kisses with almonds, 50% Andes mints. That's what I always.
Oh, the Andes ones that my grandma used to have.
With the green foil.
Yeah. My grandma used to have in her little crystal little bowl sitting out there.
What a lot of people don't realize is that Andes did a bunch of different flavors for a while.
They did orange.
They might still. And my mom, I think in particular, really liked them. But the one that I loved the most that I don't see anymore, it came in like a bronze or gold wrapper. They did toffee Andes, and they were just out of control delicious.
See, half of mine, now we're going to Christmas candy. That could be all the topic. Half of mine was Russell Stowe. Whatever they do, like the little like Santa guys or whatever, because it was a better quality chocolate. It wasn't just like the cheap dollar store or CVS chocolate you'd fucking get that was like dried out and disgusting there. All right, in terms of costumes, real quick, Halloween costumes. Ian outdid me. I mean, I think my mom might have made one, or my sister tried to help. My sister, probably in 6th grade, maybe a Punisher shirt. I think I still have, but it was way too long. But she used that. You know the coloring you put on shirts to draw stuff. She made like a Punisher skull. But I would just be an army guy one year with a green Uzi from that came from Kmart. That was one year. I don't know how they'd allow that. Well, they wouldn't allow it at schools nowadays, but even at Catholic school, they allowed weapons somehow. They didn't care in the 80s. The 90s was great. There was ninjas running around. I was a ninja one year. I was a cowboy probably when I was 5 years old with a holster, a little cap gun. Did everything have a weapon that I was as a kid? I don't think so, but most years. It's always fun to have an accessory as a kid. I was a Grim Reaper one year.
Sorry, they still make the Toffee Crunch Andes. That makes me very happy.
All right, so someone's gonna get some for Christmas. I was Grim Reaper one year for Halloween because you buy a nice big Sith, and that was cheap. I hate to say it because like buying the black thing and a mask was like your $10 cheaper costume back then.
And the scythe is like super cheap.
Yeah, and plus you can get it at a drug. What was the drugstore? I can't remember the one that was near me. That was the chain. What was the drugstore chain that's not around anymore on the East Coast? Drug Right? Was that a name? Am I making this up? Holy shit, I can't remember because that was our local store where they had the cheap costumes out front. They had like the $7 or $6 costumes. Remember those with the plastic masks? They had those out front that were basically like putting on a plastic bag that was drawn on basically those costumes. It was one above that. So those are most of my experiences. I've told you about my ninja fight before on the show. Yeah, we've gone through my ninja fight. Go watch a past. I was humiliated. My ninja sword broke. I felt like Ninja Gaiden's father getting killed. But my sister made me stars. She got hard cardboard cut. My sister did good for me as sometimes which was me bullying me to run and get her Barbies to play with. She cut out the ninja stars and covered them with tinfoil and wrapped them up. So I had a few ninja throwing stars that would actually hurt you because they had sharp corners. So that was my fun. And then of course we talk about if it was a good like Friday or Saturday, which is why I'm very disappointed for kids this year, because this is Saturday this year, Halloween, which is the best day to have Halloween because you have like 8 hours to trick or treat. We would go different towns. We would start local, do this town over. Oh, then drive me to Mark's house, a few towns over. We do those rounds, slightly richer neighborhood, maybe you get a chance to get fuller bars, and you'd end up with I'm talking you'd have like 15 pounds of candy potentially when you're done. Night. Like if you're out for like 5-6 hours on a Saturday, like you're out to like 10 at night almost. If you start at like 5 or 3 in the afternoon, like I got home from school like 2:30 usually, 2:20, something like that. You'd be out by 2:45, 2:50 with your friends. You'd be out. Even on a school night, you can go get 4 or 5 hours in.
Oh yeah.
And you'd have your backup pillowcase. You'd be having 2 pillowcases. You do your drop off, dump, go back out. Oh yeah, we had our rounds. No, it was an art. Like Halloween's to me it's like my favorite holiday.
That's great
because it's nothing but it's mostly geared at children for the most part, and the joy of just eating candy. And there's nothing necessarily religious behind it if you take out November 1st and All Saints Day, whatever else, which is kind of what it's associated with. It's just a dumb, stupid holiday. It gives you a chance to have fun and not worry about things. That's all. That's why I love Halloween.